Azodi is an adjunct professor of international affairs at George Washington University. He joins me now from the US Capitol. Thanks very much for being with us. So let me ask you, first of all, is there a basis, based on what we've been hearing so far and where the two sides stand right now, is there a basis for an agreement here between Iran and the United States, given that the previous deal was ripped up by Trump more than 7 years ago?
Well, yes, I am cautiously optimistic based on what I've seen coming out from Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who described the talks as constructive and respectful, and also from the American side, who also described the talks as being constructive. I think that Donald Trump is seeking an agreement to say that he resolved the Iranian nuclear issue, and he withdrew from the JCPOA because he simply didn't like Obama and he wanted to destroy his foreign policy legacy. But I think at the end of the day, we would see something similar as some sort of a verification mechanism that would resemble what it was in place under the JCPOA. But
what would such a deal look like, given that, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency now, which is the nuclear watchdog, is saying that Iran has now stockpiled uranium enriched to 60% purity and could easily move to 90% in a short amount of time, which is a weapons grade. So, I mean, the timeline is short here to come to some sort of a meaningful deal, isn't it?
I think so. And I would add to that, that under the JCPOA, Iran's breakout time, which is the amount of time that Iran needed to produce enough fissile material for one single bomb, was 12 months. But now it is around 1 week to 10 days. So if they decide to go for a bomb, you know, that's how much they need to produce enough fissile material. But I think that the first step would be some sort of a diplomatic truce or a ceasefire under which Iranians would get rid of some of their 60% enriched material in return for something like limited sanctions relief, or the promise not to impose further nuclear sanctions on Iran. And this, I believe, could create enough diplomatic space for the talks to continue for a more comprehensive agreement. But I think that we are far away from a comprehensive agreement.
It's also, I mean, things have changed a lot in the Middle East over the last 7 years, haven't they? We have a complex set of problems and a region that is a lot more volatile. How does that factor into all of this?
Well, I think Iran's strategic environment has changed. In 2018, Iran, I believe, was at the peak of its regional power. It did not see the need to talk to the Americans. When the Donald Trump administration imposed the so-called maximum pressure campaign, Iranians responded by their own maximum resistance campaign, by attacking ships in the Persian Gulf, escalating on the nuclear front. But as you pointed out, we are in a different world now. Iran's regional allies have been weakened. And from a nuclear front, Iran does not have that much room to expand without crossing the nuclear threshold. So I think that's why they're seeking a nuclear agreement with Donald Trump. And I think he's a good candidate to do business with, because Donald Trump administration would not be accused of being weak or appeasing Iranians like Obama had been accused of.
Good to get your perspective on this. Thanks very much for being with us, Sina Azodi in Washington.